First contact and escalation. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, humanity had long dreamed of reaching the stars. It was the year 2157 when Dr. Samantha Chen, a brilliant physicist at CERN, stumbled upon the key to faster-than-light travel. Her discovery of the Chen folds, microscopic manipulations of space-time, revolutionized human understanding of the universe. Within a decade, the first human interstellar ship, the TSS Pathfinder, embarked on its maiden voyage to Alpha Centauri. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the Pathfinder, her dark eyes reflecting the starfield before her. "Prepare for Chen-fold activation," she commanded, her voice steady despite the weight of history on her shoulders. As the ship's engines hummed to life, humanity held its collective breath. In a flash of blue light, the Pathfinder vanished from Earth's orbit, reappearing moments later in an alien solar system. The crew's elation was short-lived. As they began to explore the system, they detected an artificial signal. First contact. The signal led them to a small rocky planet orbiting a red dwarf star. There, they encountered the Nyx-Eri, a species of bioluminescent, tentacled beings. Initial communications were peaceful, if clumsy. The Nyx-Eri were fascinated by humans, having never encountered a bipedal species before. They shared knowledge of the galaxy, revealing a complex network of alien civilizations connected by ancient jump gates, a technology the humans had essentially reinvented with the Chen folds. As news of the encounter spread across Earth, humanity's reaction was a mix of wonder, excitement, and anxiety. Governments scrambled to form a unified front, resulting in the creation of the Terran Alliance, a global body tasked with managing humanity's interstellar affairs. Over the next few years, humans expanded rapidly into nearby star systems, establishing colonies and making contact with more alien species. Their adaptability and quick mastery of new technologies impressed many, but also caused concern among older, more established galactic powers. One such power was the Zarkonian Empire, a militant species of reptilian humanoids who had dominated their sector of the galaxy for millennia. They viewed the rapid expansion of humanity with growing alarm. The pivotal moment came 5 years after first contact. A human colony ship, the TSS Nova, accidentally strayed into Zarkonian territory due to a navigation error. The Zarkonian patrol ships, instead of hailing the Nova, opened fire without warning. Captain Michael Chen of the Nova managed to activate their Chen-fold drive, barely escaping destruction. But the damage was done. 12 colonists had died in the attack, and humanity's innocence about the dangers of the galaxy died with them. The Terran Alliance demanded an apology and reparations from the Zarkonian Empire. The Zarkonians, unused to being challenged by a primitive species, responded with threats of further violence if humans didn't retreat to their home system. Dr. Samantha Chen, now serving as the Terran Alliance's chief science advisor, argued passionately against capitulation. "We've come too far to turn back now," she declared in an emergency session of the Alliance Council. "The stars are our destiny, and we will not be bullied into giving up our dreams." The Council agreed, and humanity prepared for war. What the Zarkonians didn't realize was how quickly humans could adapt and innovate when pushed into a corner. Within months, the Chen-fold technology was weaponized. Human ships could now appear and disappear in battle with unprecedented speed and precision. The first major engagement occurred in the Sigma Draconis system, where a Zarkonian fleet attempted to destroy a fledgling human colony. Admiral Jamal Khalid led the human defense fleet. As the Zarkonian ships approached, Khalid employed a strategy that would soon become legendary. He divided his fleet into small, agile units that used Chen folds to jump rapidly around the battlefield, confusing and outmaneuvering the larger, slower Zarkonian vessels. The battle lasted less than an hour. When it was over, the Zarkonian fleet was in ruins, and humanity had announced its presence on the galactic stage in a way that could not be ignored. As news of the victory spread, other alien races took notice. The Nyx-Eri, along with several other species who had chafed under Zarkonian dominance, reached out to form alliances with the Terran Alliance. Humanity, it seemed, had found its place among the stars, not just as explorers, but as warriors and liberators. But the war was far from over. The Zarkonian Empire, enraged by the defeat, began to marshal its full military might. They vowed to crush the human upstarts and any who allied with them. As the conflict escalated, Dr. Chen worked tirelessly to refine and improve the Chenful technology. She knew that humanity's survival would depend on staying one step ahead of their enemies. "We may not have asked for this war," she told a group of young engineers, "but by God, we're going to win it." The Terran Alliance, recognizing the need for a strong leader to guide them through the coming storm, elected Admiral Khalid as its first president. In his inauguration speech, Khalid struck a tone of determined optimism that would come to characterize humanity's approach to the war. "We face a powerful enemy," he said, his voice broadcast to every human settlement from Earth to the farthest colonies. "But we have something the Zarkonians can never match: the indomitable human spirit. We are explorers, innovators, and when necessary, we are fighters. The galaxy has seen nothing like us before, and together, we will forge a future among the stars that our ancestors could only dream of." As the speech concluded, humans across the galaxy cheered. Factories retooled for wartime production. Scientists redoubled their efforts, and a new generation of pilots and soldiers began their training. The Terran Alliance had been forged in the fires of conflict, and it was ready to show the galaxy what humanity could do. Little did they know, their actions had already set in motion events that would reshape the political landscape of the entire Milky Way. The next few years would test humanity like never before, but they were ready for the challenge. The stars had called, and humanity had answered. There was no turning back now. The Galactic stage. As the conflict with the Zarkonian Empire intensified, humanity found itself thrust onto the Galactic stage in ways they had never anticipated. The Terran Alliance, under the leadership of President Jamal Khalid, worked tirelessly to establish diplomatic relations with other alien species, while simultaneously preparing for the looming threat of full-scale war. One of humanity's greatest assets proved to be their adaptability. Unlike many alien races who had evolved to thrive in specific environments, humans showed a remarkable ability to adjust to a wide range of planetary conditions. This trait became crucial as the Alliance sought to establish colonies and military bases on diverse worlds. Dr. Elena Martinez, a xenobiologist working for the Terran Alliance, led efforts to modify human physiology for extreme environments. Her team developed a series of genetic enhancements and cybernetic implants that allowed humans to survive on worlds that would otherwise be lethal. These enviro-adapted humans became the vanguard of human expansion, pushing the boundaries of where humanity could thrive. On the sweltering jungle world of Verdana Prime, enviro-adapted colonists established a thriving agricultural center, their chlorophyll-infused skin allowing them to photosynthesize alongside the native flora. In the methane seas of Titan Beta, cybernetically enhanced divers explored alien ruins on the ocean floor, their bodies adapted to withstand crushing pressures and toxic atmospheres. This adaptability didn't go unnoticed. The Etheri, a race of energy beings who had long remained neutral in galactic affairs, were particularly impressed. Ambassador Zixna, a shimmering form of blue light, addressed the Terran Alliance Council. "Your species' capacity for change is unprecedented," Zixna said, its voice a melodious hum. "We believe this trait will be crucial in the coming conflict. The Aetheri offer our alliance and our unique abilities to the human cause." The alliance with the Aetheri proved invaluable. Their energy manipulation techniques, combined with human ingenuity, led to significant advancements in shield technology and power generation. Human ships, once vulnerable to Zarkonian energy weapons, now sailed through barrages unscathed. However, as humanity's influence grew, so did the Zarkonian Empire's aggression. Emperor Krazak, the scaled tyrant who had ruled the empire for over a century, saw humans as an existential threat to Zarkonian dominance. In a bold and terrifying move, the Zarkonians unleashed a devastating attack on the human colony of New Eden. Using a terrible weapon that caused accelerated tectonic activity, they literally tore the planet apart. The loss of New Eden and its 3 million inhabitants sent shockwaves through the Alliance. President Khaled addressed a grieving humanity, his voice heavy with sorrow, but burning with resolve. "Today, we have witnessed the true face of our enemy," he said. "The Zarkonians believe this will break us. They are wrong. This atrocity will only steel our determination. We will not rest until justice is served and the Zarkonian threat is eliminated." In response to the New Eden tragedy, Dr. Samantha Chen led a team of the brightest human and alien scientists in a secret project codenamed Lazarus. Their goal was to create a weapon that could match the destructive power of the Zarkonians, but with a crucial difference: precision. Meanwhile, on the front lines, human creativity in warfare continued to confound the Zarkonians. Commander Sarah O'Neill, a young tactical prodigy, introduced the concept of swarm warfare. Using thousands of small, controlled drones in conjunction with larger capital ships, O'Neill's forces could overwhelm enemy defenses with a constantly shifting, unpredictable attack pattern. The Battle of Arcturus Prime became the proving ground for this new tactic. The Zarkonian fleet, led by Grand Admiral Vexkar, outnumbered the human forces 3-1. But as the battle commenced, the sky filled with a glittering cloud of drones. They darted between the lumbering Zarkonian ships, disrupting communications, blinding sensors, and striking at vulnerable points. In the chaos, Commander O'Neill's capital ships executed a series of precise Chen-fold jumps, appearing and disappearing across the battlefield. The Zarkonians, unable to effectively target the human ships or defend against the swarm of drones, fell into disarray. When the dust settled, Arcturus Prime remained in human hands, and Grand Admiral Vexkar's fleet was in ruins. The victory sent ripples across the galaxy. Species that had been hesitant to side with humanity now saw them as a viable challenger to Zarkonian supremacy. The Volrani, a race of silicon-based lifeforms known for their advanced AI technology, reached out to form an alliance. The Krelax, master geneticists who had long suffered under Zarkonian oppression, offered their biological expertise to the human cause. As news of human victories spread, more worlds under Zarkonian control began to rebel. The Empire found itself fighting on multiple fronts, against not just humans, but a growing coalition of species inspired by human resilience. However, the conflict was far from over. Emperor Krazak, enraged by the losses, doubled down on his empire's warmongering stance. In a speech broadcast across Zarkonian space, he vowed to eradicate humanity and any who stood with them, promising to use the full might of the Empire's planet-killing weapons if necessary. The threat loomed large, but humanity and their allies were not cowed. In laboratories, shipyards, and military academies across Alliance space, work continued day and night. Every human, from the brilliant scientists pushing the boundaries of technology to the brave soldiers on the front lines, knew that the fate of not just humanity, but possibly the entire galaxy, rested on their shoulders. Dr. Chen's Lazarus project was nearing completion. President Khaled and the Alliance Council debated the ethical implications of using such a powerful weapon, even in the face of Zarkonian aggression. The decision they would make could change the course of the war and potentially reshape the political landscape of the galaxy. As tensions reached a boiling point, the Galactic Council, a neutral body of elder races that had long observed but rarely intervened in galactic affairs, finally decided to act. They called for an immediate ceasefire and peace negotiations between the Terran Alliance and the Zarkonian Empire. President Khaled received the message from the Galactic Council with a mixture of hope and skepticism. He knew that peace was the ultimate goal, but he also knew the Zarkonians could not be trusted. As he prepared to address the Alliance and respond to the Council's call, he wondered, was humanity ready to extend an olive branch, or was it too late for diplomacy? The next moves of both humanity and the Zarkonians would determine the fate of countless worlds and trillions of lives. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next in this cosmic chess game where the stakes could not be higher. The Galactic Council intervenes. The Galactic Council's call for a ceasefire echoed across the stars, reaching the ears of both humanity and the Zarkonian Empire. The Council, comprised of ancient species who had long ago set aside their differences, convened on the neutral world of Nexus Prime, an artificial ring-world that served as the political center of the galaxy. President Jamal Khalid of the Terran Alliance stood before the Council, his weathered face a testament to the toll of war. Beside him was Dr. Samantha Chen, her presence a reminder of humanity's scientific prowess. Across the chamber stood Emperor Krazak of the Zarkonian Empire, his scaled visage twisted in a perpetual snarl. The council elder, a being of pure energy named Jivox, addressed the assembly. We have watched this conflict escalate to unconscionable levels. The destruction of New Eden cannot go unanswered, yet neither can we allow this war to consume the galaxy. We call for an immediate cessation of hostilities and the commencement of peace talks. Emperor Krazak's voice boomed through the chamber. Peace. With these upstart apes, they should consider themselves fortunate that we haven't reduced their homeworld to ash. President Khalid's response was measured but firm. We did not start this war, but we intend to finish it. The Zarkonian Empire has committed atrocities that cannot be forgiven or forgotten. We cannot in good conscience agree to a ceasefire while the threat of further planetary destruction looms over innocent worlds. The council chambers erupted into heated debate. Many species, particularly those who had suffered under Zarkonian aggression, voiced support for the human stance. Others, fearing the spread of conflict, pleaded for peace at any cost. As the arguments raged, Dr. Chen stepped forward. Esteemed Council, if I may, she began, her voice cutting through the clamor. We stand at a crossroads of galactic history. The Terran Alliance has no desire for endless war, but we cannot ignore the existential threat the Zarkonian Empire poses, not just to us, but to all free species in the galaxy. She activated a holographic display, showing the devastation of New Eden. This is the face of Zarkonian peace. We have developed technologies that could match this destructive power, but we have refrained from using them, hoping for a diplomatic solution. That hope dies a little more with each world the Zarkonians threaten. The council was stunned into silence. The Aetheri ambassador, Zixna, spoke up. The humans speak truth. We have witnessed their restraint in the face of overwhelming provocation. They seek not conquest, but justice and security for all. Emperor Krazak sneered. Pretty words, but actions speak louder. The humans and their allies have decimated our fleets, incited rebellion in our territories. We will not rest until they are subjugated or eradicated. President Khalid's eyes flashed with anger, but his voice remained steady. And there you have it, esteemed Council. This is why we cannot agree to a ceasefire. Not while the Zarkonian threat remains. We will continue to fight, not just for humanity, but for all species who value freedom and self-determination. The Council Elder Jivox's form pulsed with concern. This is most troubling. If neither side will stand down, we fear this conflict may engulf the entire galaxy. As the Council deliberated, tensions throughout the galaxy reached a fever pitch. On the frontier worlds, skirmishes between human and Zarkonian forces intensified. The Terran Alliance's allies, emboldened by human resolve, launched their own offensives against Zarkonian holdings. Back on Earth, the Terran Alliance military command was preparing for the next phase of the war. General Sophia Rice, the mastermind behind many of humanity's military innovations, unveiled plans for Operation Stardust. The Zarkonians believe their core worlds are untouchable, she explained to the Alliance leadership. We're going to show them how wrong they are. Using a combination of Chenfold technology and the stealth systems developed with the Volrani, we can strike at the heart of their empire. Meanwhile, Dr. Chen's Lazarus project had reached its final stages. The weapon they had developed was not one of mass destruction, but of precise, surgical strikes. It could neutralize the Zarkonian planet killer weapons without causing widespread devastation. As preparations for Operation Stardust continued, President Khalid addressed the citizens of the Terran Alliance. My fellow humans and allies of all species, the road ahead is fraught with danger, but we do not walk it alone. Our cause is just, our resolve unshakable. We fight not for conquest or revenge, but for a future where all sentient beings can live free from the threat of tyranny. The speech was broadcast across the galaxy, translated into hundreds of alien languages. It sparked a wave of support for the human cause, with more species pledging their allegiance to the Terran Alliance. The Zarkonian Empire, sensing the shifting tide of galactic opinion, grew even more aggressive. They launched a series of brutal attacks on border worlds, hoping to cow the Alliance into submission. But each attack only served to strengthen the resolve of humanity and its allies. Commander Sarah O'Neill, her reputation growing with each victory, led a daring counterattack against a Zarkonian battle group in the Sigma Draconis system. Using her innovative swarm tactics, she managed to capture a Zarkonian dreadnought intact, a feat previously thought impossible. The captured dreadnought provided invaluable intelligence on Zarkonian military capabilities and strategies. It also gave the Alliance scientists their first chance to study the planet killer weapon up close, information that proved crucial for the final refinements of the Lazarus project. As the conflict escalated, the galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Council, its call for peace ignored, could only watch as the two powers marshaled their forces for what promised to be a decisive confrontation. In the shipyards orbiting Mars, the TSS Prometheus, humanity's most advanced warship, was nearing completion. Equipped with the latest in human and allied technology, including the Lazarus device, it would serve as the flagship for Operation Stardust. Captain Elena Rodriguez, the same officer who had commanded humanity's first interstellar voyage on the Pathfinder, was chosen to lead the Prometheus. As she stood on the bridge of her new command, gazing out at the asteroid belt that had been transformed into a buzzing hive of military activity, she felt the weight of history on her shoulders. Captain, her XO reported, all systems are green. The fleet is assembled and awaiting your orders. Rodriguez took a deep breath. Signal all ships. Operation Stardust is a go. May God have mercy on us all, because the Zarkonians certainly won't. As the human fleet prepared to jump into the unknown, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. The next few days would determine whether humanity's bold gambit would secure peace or plunge the cosmos into an era of unending war. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see what this young, audacious species would do next. Humanity had come of age in fire and blood, but they carried with them the hopes of countless billions across the galaxy. Victory or defeat, the universe would never be the same again. Humanity unleashed. The void of space erupted in a dazzling display of light as the Terran Alliance fleet materialized on the outskirts of the Zarkonian home system. Operation Stardust, humanity's most daring offensive yet, had begun. At the helm of the TSS Prometheus, Captain Elena Rodriguez surveyed the holographic battle map, her eyes reflecting the countless pinpricks of light representing both allied and enemy ships. Status report, she commanded, her voice steady despite the weight of trillions of lives hanging in the balance. Her XO, Commander Akira Tanaka, responded crisply. All ships accounted for, Captain. Stealth systems are holding. The Zarkonians don't seem to have detected our arrival. Rodriguez nodded, a grim smile playing on her lips. Then let's make our introduction unforgettable. Commence Phase 1. Across the fleet, specially modified drones developed in collaboration with the silicon-based Volrani sprang to life. These autonomous units, each no larger than a fighter craft, were equipped with advanced ECM suites and miniaturized Chenfold drives. They swarmed towards the Zarkonian defense grid, their erratic movements confounding enemy targeting systems. As chaos erupted among the Zarkonian defenses, the main Terran fleet began its advance. Ships equipped with Aetheri-enhanced shields led the charge, shrugging off the sporadic fire from the confused enemy. Deep within the bowels of the Prometheus, Dr. Samantha Chen monitored the Lazarus device. The fruit of years of research and collaboration with multiple alien species, this weapon represented humanity's answer to the Zarkonian planet killer. But unlike its brutal counterpart, Lazarus was a precision instrument, capable of neutralizing threats without widespread destruction. "Lazarus is armed and ready," Chen reported to the bridge. "Awaiting your command, Captain." The battle unfolded like a cosmic chess game, with moves and countermoves playing out across the vast distances of space. Commander Sarah O'Neill's innovative swarm tactics, now adopted fleet-wide, kept the Zarkonians off balance. Human ships executed lightning-fast Chenfold jumps, appearing and disappearing across the battlefield in maneuvers that defied conventional space combat doctrine. Emperor Krazak, watching from his palace on the Zarkonian throne world of Zarkon Prime, snarled in frustration. "Impossible. How did they penetrate our defenses so easily? Launch the Worldbreaker. We'll teach these humans the price of their audacity." A massive ship, dwarfing even the largest dreadnoughts, emerged from behind Zarkon Prime's largest moon. The Worldbreaker, the Zarkonians' most fearsome weapon, began to power up its main cannon. Captain Rodriguez's voice cut through the tension on the Prometheus's bridge. "Dr. Chen, the Worldbreaker has revealed itself. You have weapons clearance. Take it out." Chen's fingers flew over her console. The Lazarus device hummed to life, its energy readings spiking. A beam of coruscating energy lanced out from the Prometheus, striking the Worldbreaker with unerring precision. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the massive Zarkonian ship began to drift, its lights flickering and dying. The planet-killer weapon had been neutralized, its complex systems shut down by the Lazarus device's targeted electromagnetic pulse. A cheer went up across the Terran fleet. The seemingly invincible Worldbreaker had been defeated not with brute force, but with human ingenuity. As the battle raged on, more Terran allies joined the fray. Aetheri energy beings danced between enemy ships, disrupting their systems. Krelax bioships launched swarms of microscopic attackers that ate through Zarkonian hull plating. Even the normally pacifistic Nyxeri contributed, their bioluminescent abilities creating dazzling light shows that disoriented Zarkonian gunners. On Zarkon Prime, Emperor Krazak's palace shook with the force of orbital bombardments. The Emperor raged at his subordinates, demanding they push back the human invasion. But with each passing moment, more of his fleet was destroyed or forced to retreat. Aboard the Prometheus, Captain Rodriguez received a priority communication. "Captain, the face of President Khalid appeared on the main view screen. The Galactic Council is demanding we cease our attack. They're threatening sanctions against Earth if we don't comply." Rodriguez's jaw tightened. "With all due respect, Mr. President, we're too close to victory to stop now. The Zarkonians would only use a ceasefire to regroup and retaliate." Khalid nodded, a hint of a smile on his weathered face. "I agree, Captain. I'm transmitting new orders now. End this war, by any means necessary." As the transmission ended, Rodriguez turned to her crew. "You heard the President. Let's finish this. All ships, commence final push to Zarkon Prime. It's time we had a face-to-face chat with Emperor Krazak." The Terran fleet surged forward, their formation tightening as they approached the Zarkonian throne world. The remaining enemy ships fought desperately, but they were outmatched by the combined might and technological edge of the human-led alliance. Hours later, as the dust of battle began to settle, Captain Rodriguez stood in the opulent throne room of Emperor Krazak. The Zarkonian leader, once so proud and fearsome, now looked small and defeated. "Your reign of terror ends today. Rodriguez declared, her voice carrying the weight of countless worlds that had suffered under Zarkonian oppression. The Terran Alliance hereby accepts your unconditional surrender. As news of the Zarkonian Empire's fall spread across the galaxy, celebrations erupted on thousands of worlds. Species that had lived under the shadow of Zarkonian tyranny for generations finally tasted freedom. But for humanity and its allies, the real work was just beginning. They had won the war, but now they faced the monumental task of building a lasting peace. As the Terran Alliance flag was raised over Zarkon Prime, humans across the galaxy pondered the same question. What kind of galactic civilization would they help forge from the ashes of conflict? The answer to that question would shape the destiny of not just humanity, but of all sentient life in the Milky Way for millennia to come. A new galactic order. In the aftermath of the Zarkonian Empire's fall, the galaxy entered a period of rapid change and uncertainty. Humanity, once a newcomer to the cosmic stage, now found itself at the center of a shifting interstellar political landscape. The choices made in these crucial months would determine the course of galactic civilization for generations to come. President Jamal Khalid stood before the newly reformed Galactic Council, his presence a testament to humanity's newfound influence. The council chamber, once dominated by ancient species, now included representatives from Earth and its allies. "We stand at a crossroads," Khalid began, his voice echoing through the vast hall. The defeat of the Zarkonian Empire has left a power vacuum that, if not carefully managed, could lead to further conflict. The Terran Alliance proposes a new framework for galactic cooperation, one that ensures the rights and freedoms of all sentient beings. The proposal, dubbed the Cosmic Concordat, was the result of intense collaboration between human diplomats and representatives from dozens of alien species. It outlined a system of shared governance, mutual defense, and cultural exchange that would bind the galaxy's diverse civilizations together. Not everyone was enthusiastic about the idea. Some older species, like the enigmatic Quilxuth, feared that humans were simply replacing the Zarkonians as the galaxy's dominant power. Others, particularly those who had suffered under Zarkonian rule, embraced the change wholeheartedly. Dr. Samantha Chen, now serving as the Terran Alliance's Minister of Science and Interspecies Cooperation, worked tirelessly to bridge the gaps between different civilizations. Her Lazarus project, once a weapon of war, was repurposed to help terraform barren worlds, offering new homes to species displaced by the conflict. "The technology that brought us victory," Chen explained to a group of alien scientists, "can now pave the way for a new era of exploration and discovery. Together, we can unlock the secrets of the universe in ways none of our species could achieve alone." On the former Zarkonian throne world, now renamed Novaterra, Captain Elena Rodriguez oversaw the monumental task of restructuring the defeated empire. It was a delicate balance, dismantling the oppressive regime while ensuring stability for the trillions of beings who had lived under Zarkonian rule. "We're not here as conquerors," Rodriguez told a gathering of local leaders, her translator conveying her words into a dozen alien languages. "We're here as partners, to help you build the free society you've been denied for so long." The transition wasn't always smooth. Pockets of Zarkonian resistance persisted, leading to sporadic outbreaks of violence. Some newly liberated species, long oppressed, sought revenge against their former masters. The Terran peacekeeping forces, aided by allies like the Etheri and Nixeri, worked around the clock to maintain order and promote reconciliation. Back on Earth, humanity grappled with its new role in the galaxy. The influx of alien technologies and ideas sparked a renaissance in art, science, and philosophy. Cities on Earth and in space were transformed by alien architecture, while human culture spread across the stars, embraced by species fascinated by these newcomers who had so quickly risen to prominence. Commander Sarah O'Neill, the tactical genius whose innovations had helped win the war, now led efforts to integrate alien species into the Terran military. "Our strength has always been in our diversity," she told a class of cadets, human and alien alike. By combining the unique abilities of different species, we create a force that's adaptable to any challenge the universe might throw at us. As the years passed, the new galactic order began to take shape. The Cosmic Concordat, ratified by hundreds of species, established a framework for peaceful coexistence and mutual progress. Trade routes crisscrossed the galaxy, spreading prosperity to worlds that had long known only war and oppression. The Galactic Council, once a body of detached observers, was transformed into an active governing body with real power to mediate disputes and coordinate large-scale projects. Humanity, represented by the ever-diplomatic President Khalid, played a key role in shaping the Council's new direction. Not all challenges came from within the galaxy. 10 years after the fall of the Zarkonian Empire, a probe from the Andromeda Galaxy arrived at the edge of the Milky Way. The message it carried was clear. A vast, ancient civilization had set its sights on Earth's galaxy. As news of the potential extragalactic threat spread, the species of the Milky Way, once divided, rallied together. The defensive technologies and strategies developed during the Zarkonian War were expanded and enhanced through collaboration between dozens of species. Dr. Chen, her hair now streaked with gray, led a multi-species team in developing a network of faster-than-light communication buoys, allowing for real-time coordination across the vast distances of space. We face a challenge greater than any single species could hope to overcome, she addressed a galactic symposium. But together, united in our diversity, there's no power in the universe that can stand against us. As the Milky Way prepared for potential first contact with an extragalactic civilization, humanity reflected on how far they had come. From a single world, uncertain of its place in the cosmos, they had become a linchpin of a vast, interstellar civilization. Captain Rodriguez, now Admiral and Commander of the Galactic Defense Fleet, stood on the bridge of the TSS Unity, a ship that dwarfed even the mighty Prometheus. As she gazed out at the star-filled vista, representatives of 100 alien species working alongside humans on the bridge, she smiled. "We've come a long way," she mused, "but our journey is far from over. The stars once seemed so distant, so unreachable. Now they're our home, and we'll defend them with everything we've got." As the Unity led a fleet of ships from dozens of civilizations towards the edge of the galaxy, ready to meet whatever lay beyond, the spirit of humanity burned bright. They had faced war, overcome ancient empires, and reshaped the political landscape of an entire galaxy. Now, as they prepared to make history once again, the people of Earth knew one thing for certain. Whatever the universe had in store, they would face it together, as part of a united galactic community. The saga of humanity among the stars had only just begun, and the greatest adventures still lay ahead.